You got a couple friends? I understand this is a scam where you held them. She knew you weren't going to take them out of her hand. She just wanted to eat 3 rolls.
Yeah, I know that's
Just eat 3 rolls. You don't have to make up a whole elaborate excuse.
We work in government. There's no dignity.
Right.
I feel bad because I think you got a little bit
Hey, Brooke. I just want you to know that I accept you for who you are. You don't have to keep up this facade that you're bringing the wrong stuff.
I was bringing up to your name.
How you doing?
Oh, it's not a. I just need to know if I need to.
You know, we never did go through that for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, we never. Well, I mean, we did. I remember we hiked Missionary Ridge one time. Got some kind of badge for that. But, yeah.
I never did get that film on. I always thought I could do that.
Friends back there.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday, March the 22nd council meeting. I now call this meeting to order. Our pledge of allegiance and invocation, should he desire, will be given by Councilman Darren Ledford. Absolutely.
Well, come on. I'd like to yield this, sir. Gentlemen, come on down. Come on, push your can down here. Yeah, are you you're leaving? Why don't you come up right here next to me? Here you go. What's your name? Luke. Luke. You hear me? Ready? All right, here. All right, come on, guys. Come on up. You guys, is this District 2 Troop? Boy Scout? Luke, you want to tell us where you're from? From Chattanooga.
Very political answer.
Tell us where your troop's from. Our troop is the Sequoia District, I think, or maybe they changed it recently.
We meet at St. Peter's District Attorney. We are in District 2 on Ashton Terrace.
Terrible.
Thank you. All right. Show is yours.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's good to have you gentlemen with us this afternoon. Thank you. We have no special presentations this afternoon. Could I have a motion on the minutes, please? We have a motion on the minutes with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. So moved. We have no ordinances on final reading this afternoon. We do have one ordinance on first reading under planning. Madam Clerk, 6A, please.
An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone properties located at 3838 and 3840 Hickson Pike from R4 Special Zone to C2 Convenience Commercial Zone, subject to certain conditions.
Seeing how this is a zoning change request, we do have a public hearing. Is the case number 2022-0014, is the applicant present? Okay, thank you. Is there any opposition to this case present? Okay. Yeah. Councilwoman Hill, I think, I see an applicant and maybe some opposition. Would you like to have a brief presentation from staff? Councilwoman Hill?
I'm sorry, I'm surprised by. Okay, so Troop, what we're going to do now is because we have opposition, we have a process and our applicant is going to get how many minutes,
The
Chair?
applicant will get 9 minutes
9
total. He'll get a
minutes.
7-minute and then a 2-minute rebuttal, and opposition will get a total of 9 minutes.
So that's what we're going to do now. If you need 9 minutes, but if you don't, I don't need a presentation.
Okay. All right. So no presentation needed. This is just, would you like 9 minutes, sir, to present your case? Well, would you like to present your case within 9 minutes?
If it would be beneficial to the truth, I would be happy to.
All right, come ahead. Normally, we would have staff give just a brief presentation, but I think we'll just suffice.
My name is Bert Norton. I represent Mr. Bird in the purchase of this property. Right now, it's vacant and has been for quite some time. Mr. Bird owns several properties around town where he runs businesses, and he would like to own where he has this piece of property and not be leasing a nearby piece to run his business. He's been a significant member of the business community for well over 20 years, intends to build a very nice new building, everything obviously to code and slick looking for the community. And we hope to have no opposition. And if we do, we'd be happy to meet with them and explain to them what we're trying to do and come to some kind of an agreement if that's not acceptable.
All right. Council, any questions for the applicant? Mr. Attorney?
Yes, sir. Just wanted to make sure there are 3 conditions on this property. Need to make sure that your client is willing to accept.
Yes, sir.
No grading, clearing, or land disturbance or building located beyond 115 feet from the front property line. Clearing, grading, land disturbance, and building shall only occur within that 115 feet from the front property line. And it's limited to 1 curb cut on Hickson Pike. Additional curb cuts have to be approved by the Division of Transportation, and new and used vehicle dealerships are prohibited in this location. Is that acceptable?
Absolutely.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Councilwoman Hill?
Thank you very much. I'd like to hear our opposition now.
All right. Miss IT, if you'd give us 9 minutes, thank you.
All right, I am also the president of the Fairfax Heights, Bagwell City, Lupton City Neighborhood Association. And I want to thank Mr. Bert Norton for coming to our neighborhood meeting, presenting the case. And there was no opposition at the meeting, and there's really no opposition now. We're working on the citizenship in the community merit badge, and I just wanted to show them the process. That's
Okay.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, with that work being done and the case being heard, Mr. Norton, do you need to rebut anything? No. Okay, then I move to approve this item with the conditions as read.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve with conditions with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving now to resolutions. Council, if there are no objections, I'm going to ask the clerk if she would read 7A and B together, please.
Item A, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into an agreement to exercise option to renew with the Chattanooga Radio Control Club in substantially the form attached for the lease of approximately 6 acres and a defined fly zone for the flying of model airplanes, club meetings, and other connected activities located at 4246 Woodland Drive on a portion of tax parcel number 140-133 for the additional term of 1 year through March 31, 2023 for the annual fee of $200. Item B, a resolution authorizing reimbursement to the following temporary assistance for needy families, TANF, Tennessee Opportunity Pilot Initiative Partners, 1, Chattanooga Area Regional Transportation Authority, Carter, Chattanooga Area Chamber of Commerce, Chattanooga State Community College, the Enterprise Center, First Things First, Signal Center, Southeast Tennessee Development District, SETD, Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Chattanooga, TCAT, Chattanooga, United Way of Greater Chattanooga, University of Tennessee College of Social Work and Social Work Office of Research and Public Service, and University of Tennessee at Chattanooga for expenses incurred for the Tennessee Opportunity Pilot Initiative Planning Grant during the 90-day planning period of December 30, 2021 through March 30, 2022, for an amount not to exceed $445,000.
And for the benefit of our scout troop, I have a screen here that a council person can notify me that they would like to speak or make a motion. And so when they hit what we call, when they hit their light, I can activate their mic and then they're active to talk. Councilman Ledford.
Chairman, thank you. And for educational purposes, I would like to say this is a resolution that we're acting on, which is an authorizing an action. The item before us was the first reading of an ordinance, which is setting something into law. So now a resolution, we're moving into authorizing an action. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'm very happy that the Chattanooga Radio Club, which is located in District 4, once again to renew their lease of the use of the property at Summit. Very happy to move for approval.
Councilwoman Coonrod. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve items 7A and B. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. So ordered. Moving now to the mayor's office. Madam Clerk, with no objection, would you please read C and D together, please?
Item C, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointments of Jermaine Freeman and Iran Desai to the Stadium Corporation Board. Item D, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Ken Jones to the Library Board of Directors.
Councilwoman Burrs, followed by Councilman Ledford.
Move approval.
Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to welcome Ken Jones after this vote, resident of District 4, to the Library Board of Directors. I second the motion.
All right. We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7C and D with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. So moved. Moving now to Public Works. Madam Clerk, with no objections, would you read items 7E and F together, please?
Item E, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 1 final with Cleanco Construction of Tennessee, Inc. of Chattanooga, Tennessee for contract number R15021201, various parks ADA improvements for final reconciliation of unit items, additional work at the Warner Park Pool Shade Structure and the Avondale Community Center for an increased amount of $91,339.84 for revised contract total amount of $653,659.34. Item F, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to renew blanket contract number W200100201 paving and concrete repair or replacement for year 2 of 4 years with PRI of East Tennessee, Inc. of Knoxville, Tennessee, and TNT Concrete LLC of Calhoun, Tennessee for an annual amount not to exceed $1.5 million.
Councilman Ledford.
Chairman, again, for educational purposes for our guests today, the first item E on your agenda is a change order, and the council has to approve any expenditures by the mayor's office over $25,000. So that's why we're seeing that item on our list. The second item F is actually a contract, and we approve or disapprove of actions regarding contracts. Thank you, Chairman.
Would you like to make a motion, sir?
I'm going to yield to our Parks and Public Works Committee.
Councilman Hester. We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7E and F with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. The ayes have it. Moving now to purchases. Mr. Goldberg, are you presenting tonight? Yes, sir. Okay.
Ready?
We are.
For the benefit of the troop, I'm going to read all the purchases that we have this week that are over $25,000 for council approval. All right. First one is for the municipal golf courses, new blanket contract for golf carts. One bid was received. The solicitation was re-advertised and yielded no additional bids. The award will go to Easy Go Division of Textron Inc. This will be a 5-year contract with an annual amount not to exceed $115,000. The next 3 items are all from the Fleet Management Division of Public Works. This is for 3 new blanket contracts for police vehicle equipment. These will be 4-year contracts with a combined annual amount of $110,000. There were 4 bids received for each type of equipment. The awards go to the following vendors as the best bids meeting specifications. Satina Equipment, award goes to On Duty Depot with an annual amount not to exceed $70,000. Gamber Johnson Equipment, award goes to On Duty Depot with an annual amount not to exceed $30,000. And Havas Equipment, award goes to Dana Safety Supply Inc. with an annual amount not to exceed $10,000. Fifth item is from the Citywide Services Division of Public Works. This is the first of 2 renewals for the purchase of trees. Hidden Valley Nursery submitted a price increase of 11% at the time of renewal with an annual amount not to exceed $25,000. Sixth, Water Quality Division, Public Works, first of 2 renewals for municipal parking lot cleaning services. Sweeping Corp of America, Inc. submitted a price increase of 6.8% at the time of renewal with an annual amount not to exceed $70,000. And finally, from the Transportation Division of Public Works, first of 2 renewals for purchase of preform speed cushions from Rubber Foam Recycled Products LLC submitted a price increase of 19% at the time of renewal with an annual amount not to exceed $40,000.
What's the pleasure of the council? All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote on tonight's purchase request? All in favor, aye. Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you, Chief. All right, now moving to committee reports. Councilwoman Hill. Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Planning and Zoning will meet next Tuesday on April the 5th, immediately following our agenda session.
Thank you. Councilman Hester.
We met today and we'll meet again in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Councilwoman Burrs.
No report.
Councilwoman Dotley.
The equity and community development, meeting next today.
Thank you. Councilwoman Knoll.
No report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Coonrod. Thank you. That covers all of our agenda items this afternoon. Now we come to the portion of our agenda that we recognize as persons wishing to address the council this afternoon. By a show of hands, do we have anyone in our audience this afternoon that would like to address the council? Yes, sir. All right, we do have some rules to address the council, and I'm going to ask the attorney if he would to read those rules. Sir, if you would like to come to the podium, make your way to the podium while he's reading those rules. You can begin when he finishes.
Not so many years ago, I too got my community citizenship and the community merit badge in Asheville, North Carolina for Troop 46. So I did have to go through this process long ago. At this point in time, the public comment section is occurring any city council meeting, and this is an opportunity for anybody to be able to address the council at this time. And here's the rules. Each speaker wishing to address the council can only be recognized at the microphone for that purpose. You can't have more than 3 minutes to speak. You can only address the council upon matters within their legislative and quasi-judicial authority, and you can't address them on matters which are under the authority of other governmental bodies or agencies. You can't say any vulgar or obscene language, nor use the floor to personally attack or personally denigrate others, and address your comments to the council as a whole and not make them towards any individual council members. Having stated those rules, go ahead, sir.
Would you give us 3 minutes on the clock and begin by stating your name, please?
Mark Mullins. I'm not sure if you guys cover this, but we have many telephone poles in our neighborhood, and I believe they're AT&T poles. The one at my house is actually split in half and looks like it could fall at any time. AT&T has been notified and have not removed the poles. These are because these poles are sitting there because they put a new pole in right beside it, and they've left the old pole. It's been over a year, and they have not yet removed it. And I'm also standing up here because I wanted to show the truth. That's all I have.
So before you leave, Ellis, does this fall in your wheelhouse or in Kim's? Ellis. If you'd get with Mr. Red right there, if you'd get with Red after the service, or after the council meeting. I feel like I need a service after today. All right. Is there anyone else in the audience this afternoon that would like to address the council? Council, I am not seeing any other hands. What is your pleasure? So moved. Now, Rakita, that's how you do it. That's how you do a meeting right there. 19 minutes. 19 minutes. Next time you go 3 hours. See.